It don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what lifetime chopped and screw show you, because your freedom comes from God anyway. September 27th, the verdict of Robert Sylvester Kelly, manufacturer case number 19-CR-286. Robert Sylvester Kelly, known as R. Kelly, and the verdict came back guilty. It took 9 hours, 18 minutes, which was the time the jury took out of desperation. R. Kelly's case is in a federal courtroom.
So you probably live, they can come and watch you sit. But you gotta leave us alone. So you know what you gon' do now. You hope you're ready, cause I'm really about to put it down. Tell your mama that I will never disrespect you. Tomorrow, but tonight I wanna spend you. Do that ass down, down in the land. Start off hoping I'ma be I know I'm say stop when the people say go. There you go again, that voice is cool. You make your girlfriend You've been waiting patiently, wondering when and where I'll be. The cousin rockets in the industry, making this up she can't sleep.
And the prosecutors never proved any federal offense. Everyone's moving off of emotions. So I call Exhibit A, police reports. Exhibit B, rape kits. R. Kelly was employed by Sony Music. The music label promoted, facilitated, and established him as a playboy and a sex symbol. We ordered Sony to be a part of this case. We ordered Sony to release his music catalog, which is worth over $1.2 billion. You will not give R. Kelly the Sam Cooke treatment. And we are well aware that there are no more record stores. So masters equal income. Question, what do Sam Cooke, Michael Jackson, Prince, and R. Kelly got in common? Question, what is the difference between R. Kelly and Hugh Hefner? Why not Harvey Weinstein? Why not Marilyn Manson? Why not Roman Polanski? And why not Woody Allen? Now, it is clear that Robert Sylvester Kelly case is systematic racism. Attorney Caddick proved in the court of law that Kelly girlfriends stuck around to live the lavish lifestyle and enjoy shopping sprees. Women came and went right out Kel's front door. For example, Holly, she testified she came back 12 times, right on the stand. So I'm tired of the mute R. Kelly. I'm tired of the Me Too and any other groups that's focused on one black man, and that is R. Kelly. So why don't you go after Elvis Presley estate? My question, why didn't United States put Aaliyah mother on the stand? Question, why wasn't the parents allowed on the stand? People are so hypocritical. Always canceling the person they hate, which is R. Kelly. It don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say.
Man, what up, everybody? This is an impactful, powerful interview from a real survivor, not none of these fake survivors. This is part one that we doing. Part one. Part 2 is going to be real big. Part 1 going to be big. So y'all go ahead and tell all your friends and everybody, come on over here, man. Let's look at a real interview from a real victim who speaks real knowledge, who does real things. I told y'all, I'm going to be the one to break the mold. And the mold that I'm going to break is facts. It's facts. Facts. That's all that need to happen is facts. Now let's finish listening to the song.
It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what lifetime chopped and screwed show you, because your freedom comes from God anyway. Would you believe that R. Kelly never got a fair trial? It's time to address the prosecution. Let us educate and let us counsel the prosecutors. To use the word recruit does not make sense in this federal court case. To recruit means to get someone or join something. You might recruit people for the army or for your dance group. The verb recruit often refers to formally joining an organization or a group such as military or a corporation. R. Kelly or Robert Kelly is not an organization or a group. Reminder to all those all over the world, this is not RICO, this is about a man's sex life. My question is, why allow a certain amount of reporters in the verdict but not the trial? My question is, when and where did R. Kelly become a predator? My predator never put me on salary. My question is, can you prove without a doubt he only made music to entice women? This case has more holes than Swiss cheese. As someone who has been gang raped out of Cleveland, Ohio, where there was 28 girls involved. I was the biggest victim of one of the biggest cold cases. I was able to observe the freedom of all the defendants. I was able to observe justice and watch all the defendants get a 3-year sentencing for over 20 girls. R. Kelly is the first person in history to get charged with a dead woman that never claimed to be a victim. Well, shit, let's call each and every one of our houses to the stand. I have rules at my house too. Number 1, take your shoes off at the door. Number 2, do not go upstairs. You cannot roll around my house like it is a museum. Number 3, we only eat in the kitchen. Number 4, never mind, just don't come over without calling. You will not make R. Kelly out to be the face of sex trafficking. You will not brand him as the worstest predator when you have people like Jeffrey Epstein. This case is extreme. You don't really know the facts to this R. Kelly manufactured crisis. Corrupt parents coercing their daughters to lie and pimp celebrities. Lifetime knew they were lying, but they chose to chase ratings. Politician Kim Fox setting him up to win re-election, while Sony is behind it all. It don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what lifetime chopped and screwed show you, because your freedom comes from God anyway. And like Maya Angelou said, there is a rainbow in every cloud. So hold your head up and be proud. One of the best music engineers in the music industry asked me, Nicky, you barely got a voice. How you gonna record tonight? I told him, In the honor of Robert Sylvester Kelly, I'm going to record tonight. Shout out and we send the love to R. Kelly and to all R. Kelly supporters and fans, family and friends, associates. To the ones who are silent, we love you too.
Wow. That was deep and very, very powerful. As you heard a little bit of her testimony, and I'm not going to go deep into it because she's on her way. I'm waiting on her right now. She just sent me an updated version of the song. So the updated version we're going to play when she get here. But y'all heard the version that wasn't updated. Man. Like I say, her name is Nicky Purple. A true supporter of Robert Sylvester Kelly. I'm not going to tell her story, but I'm going to let her tell her story. She is a victim. Not caring what nobody say. Like I said, I know victims, and victims don't act the way that these people are acting. I don't know if y'all have selective amnesia about victims, but what I know is that victims do not act the way that these predators have been acting. And like I said, when I went into the court, when I went into the court, and I actually got to see the way that Robert was being treated in the court by the people like he was a piece of meat. Man, it killed me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play the song again from the beginning. The unedited version, or should I say the raw version. And then when my guests get here, we're going to play the real version and its final production. Okay? Check this out. Here you go.
It don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what lifetime chopped and screw show you, because your freedom comes from God anyway. September 27th, the verdict of Robert Sylvester Kelly, manufacturer case number 19-CR-286. Robert Sylvester Kelly, known as R. Kelly, and the verdict came back guilty. It took 9 hours, 18 minutes, which was the time the jury took out of desperation. R. Kelly's case is in a federal courtroom, and the prosecutors never proved any federal offense. Everyone's moving off of emotions. So I call Exhibit A, police reports. Exhibit B, rape kits. R. Kelly was employed by Sony Music. The music label promoted, facilitated, and established him as a playboy and a sex symbol. We ordered Sony to be a part of this case. We ordered Sony to release his music catalog, which is worth over $1.2 billion. You will not give R. Kelly the Sam Cooke treatment. And we are well aware that there are no more record stores. So masters equal income. Question, what do Sam Cooke, Michael Jackson, Prince, and R. Kelly got in common? Question, what is the difference between R. Kelly and Hugh Hefner? Why not Harvey Weinstein? Why not Marilyn Manson? Why not Roman Polanski? And why not Woody Allen? Now, it is clear that Robert Sylvester Kelly case is systematic racism. Attorney Caddick proved in the court of law that Kelly girlfriends stuck around to live the lavish lifestyle and enjoy shopping sprees. Women came and went right out of Kel's front door. For example, Holly, she testified she came back 12 times, right on the stage. So I'm tired of the mute R. Kelly. I'm tired of the Me Too and any other groups that's focused on one black man, and that is R. Kelly. So why don't you go after Elvis Presley estate? My question, why didn't United States put Aaliyah mother on the stand? Question, why wasn't the parents allowed on the stand? People are so hypocritical, always canceling the person they hate, which is R. Kelly. It don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what Lifetime Chopped and Screwed show you, because your freedom comes from God anyway. Would you believe that R. Kelly never got a fair trial? It's time to address the prosecution. Let us educate and let us counsel the prosecutors. To use the word recruit does not make sense in this federal court case. To recruit means to get someone or join something. You might recruit people for the army or for your dance group. The verb recruit often refers to formally joining an organization or a group such as military or a corporation. R. Kelly or Robert Kelly is not an organization or a group. Reminder to all those all over the world, this is not RICO, this is about a man's sex life. My question is, why allow a certain amount of reporters in the verdict but not the trial? My question is, when and where did R. Kelly become a predator? My predator never put me on salary. My question is, can you prove without a doubt he only made music to entice women?
No.
This case has more holes than Swiss cheese. And as someone who has been gang raped out of Cleveland, Ohio, where there was 28 girls involved, I was the biggest victim of one of the biggest cold cases. I was able to observe the freedom of all the defendants. I was able to observe justice and watch all the defendants get a 3-year sentencing for over 20 girls. R. Kelly is the first person in history to get charged with a dead woman that never claimed to be a victim. Well, shit, let's call each and every one of our houses to the stand. I have rules at my house too. Number 1, take your shoes off at the door. Number 2, do not go upstairs. You cannot roll around my house like it is a museum. Number 3, we only eat in the kitchen. Number 4, never mind, just don't come over without calling. You will not make R. Kelly out to be the face of sex trafficking. You will not brand him as the worstest predator when you have people like Jeffrey Epstein. This case is extreme. You don't really know the facts to this R. Kelly manufactured crisis. Corrupt parents coercing their daughters to lie and pimp celebrities. Lifetime knew they were lying, but they chose to chase ratings. Politician Kim Fox setting him up to win re-election, while Sony is behind it all. It don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what anyway. And like Maya Angelou said, there is a rainbow in every cloud. So hold your head up and be proud. One of the best music engineers in the music industry asked me, Nicky, you barely got a voice. How you gonna record tonight? I told him, in the honor of Robert Sylvester Kelly, I'm going to record tonight. Shout out and we send the love to R. Kelly and to all R. Kelly supporters and fans, family and friends, associates. To the ones who are silent, we love you too.
Hey, y'all. Y'all go ahead and get the like buttons up. She on her way. She just texted me. She said, whew, she's sweating. But she said it's about the message. It's not about her. So, you know, it's good to have people that you meet along your journey that you can reach back to and that can tell their story. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go into her story because y'all know how I get telling her whole story. I don't want to do that. I want her to tell you her story. But I will say this. Nicky is a real victim. A real victim. And what gets me is that she was a victim of one of the biggest sex trafficking cases out there. So we just waiting on her to come in. And she's going to tell her story. It kills me how people run with the Lizette Martinez's and the Shanti McGee's and the Geronda Paces Johnsons and even the ones that's trying to be in training to lure Robert into a situation that we see play out on YouTube. It's sickening. Shout out to Miss Sunshine. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you so much, Miss Sunshine. It's crazy. Excuse me. It's crazy because we have to get to a point where we got to protect our own. We got to police our own. We can't go into their community and grab Harvey Weinstein. They've been shot all of us. But how do we just open the door and say, there's Robert Kelly, go get him. There's Sam Cooke, go get him. There's Ern Hall, go get him. There's Peebo Bryson, go get him. But then we sit back 20, 10, and 5 years later like, oh, their music was so great. I wonder what happened to him. You know what happened to him. Let's stop acting like we don't know. Let's stop turning a blind eye. So in the court, I know some people say Kanik ain't do enough. Some people say Kanik wasn't good. I say Kanik worked with what he had. And from what he had, he turned prunes into oranges. So I will say with what he had, he did wonderful. But just imagine he had all the resources from day one. Let's just say Kanik was here from day one. I still say my favorite team. Some might agree, some might disagree. My favorite team would have been Kanik, Doug, and whoever else. For PR, I would have had Andrew White. That's my pick. That's my choice. Some people might have their own certain picks. But at the end of the day, what I can't understand is when you are removed from a case, why do you publicly go on channels and and just throw shame on the people who's there. If you felt like you could have beat the case, you would have stayed on the case. I'm just saying. I don't care what, and it makes sense because after talking to the brothers, it all made sense. Everything that happened on YouTube, feelings, whatever, could have waited until after the trial. Just like whatever happened with the lawyers could have happened and could have waited after the trial. But just like on YouTube, happened just with the lawyers. Everybody got big eyes, little U's, big me's. I'm the HNIC. I'm the HBIC. I'm the WHC. And nobody said, but Robert's going to be the only one sitting. And see, it just didn't make sense to me that we all, and it took me a while to even learn this. That's why I said, no more negativity over here. No more beefing with nobody, because we can beef all day. But when you see me, it's like nothing's going to happen. So it's no point of beef. But we can beef all day. And if we beef, that's just us beefing. But if we advocating for Robert and we beefing, that puts a bad taste out there to the public that Robert fans are dysfunctional. Robert friends is beefing with bloggers. Robert's mentee is beefing with fans and subs. That's idiotic. So I had to take some time to address myself. I ain't care about nobody else. I had to take some time to address myself. And I had to call myself an idiot. I don't like when I diagnose myself, I find myself at fault. I don't like that. So I had to make a change. Because now, with me making a change, hey, Miss April Showers, hey, Mama Mary, hey, Dream Team, hey, everybody. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. I'm ready to run my mouth. I'm excited. Oh, you're going to hear the song a couple more times, Miss Floyd. I just didn't understand that when it was told to me in the beginning, I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Because I was in a mindset of, you ain't going to disrespect me under no circumstances. I've never had that happen. But then when I sat back and I looked at what was going on, it was too late because I was already 10 toes deep into all the beefs. So I had to realign myself. Download Zoom now. Okay. So I had to realign myself. And when I realigned myself, I had to self-gratify myself. I had to look into what part did you play? So with that being said, I'm not going to get too close to people this go around. I'm going to be cordial, but I'm not going to be so friendly. You ain't going to be able to, oh, yo, DanaJay right here. No. We ain't going to do that. We ain't going to fake pump this year. We ain't going to fake pump this time. We ain't going to fake like we deal with people and then when they turn their back, we crucify them and stab them back. We ain't going to do that this year. We're going to let people stay in the corners that they in, and whatever their psyche tell them, that's what they do. We here for Robert Sylvester Kelly and Robert Sylvester Kelly alone. I went back and looked at some of my videos And I looked like this. I said, how did DanaJay become bigger than Robert Sylvester Kelly? How? I don't have not one Grammy. I don't have not one hit single that topped any charts. I can sing, but I can't sing. Robert can sing. I can sing. There's a difference. Me and Robert stand next to each other. Oh boy, it'd be crazy. I sing a note, and people be like, oh, he can sing. Robert sing a note. Oh, I'm going home with him. Difference. It's levels to this thing. So now that the reset button has been jammed, it's not pushed, it's jammed. We don't need to reset no more because we already done reset for good. So I introduce to some and I present to others. My guest is here, Miss Nicky Purple. Her audio is connecting. She's here, live in the flesh. Hold on, I'll make sure y'all can see her. Get that out the way. Get that out the way. Let's close that. Let's make sure y'all can. Let's see, speaker. Say something, Nick. And your audio not connected yet. Hold on. Unmute yourself.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Let me get the visuals. Let me get the visuals right. Get the visuals right. Get the visuals right, Jesus. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Trying to figure out how it's. So, could I see it on one screen, but I got like 7 devices going at one time. Okay, I see you here. I see you here. We got you. So look, I was just prepping them a little bit. I'm not telling your story. That's your story and your story alone. What I do want to do though, is before I go any further, what is your Cash App?
Good question. Cash App. Oh wow. What is my Cash App? I don't know it by heart. Probably. Wait a minute. I know where I can get it from. I don't use it too often. What is my Cash App? Hold on one second.
$.
Okay, my Cash App is in purple. And it's in Nancy Purple 77.
Okay. All right, say it again.
That's in purple. N is in Nancy Purple 77.
Capital N or lowercase?
Capital N.
Okay, and capital P or lowercase p?
Lowercase p.
Okay.
In purple 77.
And that mess right there. Look, Nicky Purple Cash App is at the top of the chat box. Y'all know how we do over here. Let's go ahead and hit Nicky Purple's Cash App, but she will be giving her testimony. And remember, this is only part 1. I ain't gonna tell you what's gonna happen in part 2, but this is only part 1. Part 2 gonna be epic. But hey, I present to some, I introduce to some. My friend, I got to meet her on here. Her name is Nicky Purple. She have a dynamic story. She is a real survivor. She is a real victim. She ain't none of these Birkin bag predators. She's a real victim. But hey, I'ma shut up. Nicky.
Okay.
Let's tell your story.
Foremost, hello. I love each and every one of you. Before I do anything, I want to say that I love you because you are love and you are love. That's how I greet the public, no more than no less. I love R. Kelly as well. I grew up on his music, and yes, just like you, I definitely have a story. We all have a story. We all have a journey. So I am a real victim of a gang rape. It was one of Cleveland, Ohio's biggest cold cases. Over 20 women involved. So I have seen justice take place. I have been a part of courts and trials and witnesses and so forth. And I have been face to face with all my defendants and the family members of all of the defendants that's involved. So for me, I look at it from many different views. I look at it from the front door, being a actual real victim of a gang rape. I was not on payroll. I didn't get any shopping sprees. My perpetrators or predators never wined and dined me or anything of that nature, right? Then I have the view of going through the courts and watching justice in the different parts that go on. You are innocent until proven guilty. Unfortunately, with R. Kelly, Robert Kelly, we all know that from Lifetime, from the timeline of Lifetime, there was immediately there was guilt. Although Lifetime was really aware that a lot of the stories were inconsistent. They were conflicting, but Lifetime is Lifetime. It's about ratings, just like CNN is about ratings. So R. Kelly, or the story of R. Kelly, it's not surprising me that it went to television. It's not surprising me that they put it together in such a way to keep people looking at it, and to put the narrative out that they wanted to put out. But it's ironic, though, it seemed like this was going to go to court anyway. So why they would allow that Lifetime have that for production to be televised to all over the world, and to have jurors who I'm pretty sure know about the Lifetime, So there's already some instant bias, some instant prejudice. And I think everybody knew that from day one.
So question. Let's backtrack a little bit. When you said you got to see justice done with your predators, or the people that gang raped you, how did you feel seeing them again?
So, and I apologize. My voice is going in and out because I've been recording a lot in the studio. So I apologize. So when I seen them, unfortunately, I didn't have the type of reactions that I see these females. My reaction was different. It was a heartfelt. It was hurt. My gang rape was really horrific, to the extent of the fact that I lost my teeth. Horrific, bloody. So I went through a lot of emotions. I know Asriel mentioned something like about a shoe, and I had some things like that happen to me. And again, I'm not interested in wearing people's clothing or anything of that nature. Even if they gave me something, I would not be interested in keeping it. It could be a dog, it could be a coat, it don't matter what it is. I'm not interested in holding on to something that reminds me of someone who violated me. I'm not interested.
Fact. So basically, it's safe to say that what we see play out with Geronda and coming to find out that Robert never slept with her.
Yes.
And that came on in court, finding out that she jumped the gate and her and Bubba had some type of monetary agreement, whereas though when she got paid, Bubba got paid.
Yes.
I find it hard to believe that any of these people are victims, because victims don't want to be in front of the camera.
Right. So in that sentence, we got to address, because that's a fully loaded sentence. So let's milk that. Let's milk that a little bit. So it's a fact that every witness the prosecution brought forward had inconsistencies. That is a fact. It's a great point when he goes to appeal this, of the inconsistencies. And we could just say inconsistencies mean lie. It's either the truth or it's either a lie, but it can be both. You know, it can be both. It can't be both.
Right, no. right. It's either truth or lie. There's no gray area.
No, there's no middle. There's no gray area. Inconsistencies mean that I'm retelling a story, or I'm creating a new narrative, the narrative that I want to share, that I want to express.
Right.
So, secondly, when it comes to Geronda, and like she's never had sex, so she never had sex, that pretty much terminates anything else she said, because she never had sex.
Right. And then the thing about it is, how do you, well, first of all, here's the first lie that should have been stopped with Geronda. How will you just becoming 8 months pregnant, but you do any day? Can somebody help me with that? like, is my math off, or have God just said, you know what, I'm gonna terminate 9 months. You go 8 months in any day. How?
Right. So all that wasn't good in algebra and didn't have trigonometry. And although I came out of school, with my 11th grade education and later on got my GED,
shout out to us GED folks.
No matter how you look at it,
we the most popular people.
That's right. No matter how you look at it, the math don't add up. Every time a story is being told,
hey, Greg,
if I keep consistently changing it, something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. So what we're looking at the most high profile case in history,
right,
with the biggest music artistry in history.
Right.
I believe it was Tupac. He said, all eyes on me, but all eyes is on this case. So I say that to say, we cannot excuse the stories that are being told and how they consistently keep changing. We cannot excuse or feel sorry, whatever it is. Yes, these are females. Yes, these are women. I am a woman. And of course, that's obvious, but we're dealing with case law, and we're dealing with that when you take the stand, you're supposed to take the stand and tell the truth. So, I appreciate Canning, for definitely revealing that Azriel lied. Not about one thing, a lot, quite a bit. How she ended up on jail, I guess everyone likes free promotions, but she is no longer credible. The trust has went out the door with Azriel Cleary.
I got you, Greg.
Not only that with Azriel, but it's Azriel parents. And let's bag it up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let's bag it up, because I don't want to be all over the place, but let's go to the trial. Let's go from most current to walking back. So in the trial, okay,
mm-hmm.
I am aware that Cannon, is representing R. Kelly. And I'm also aware that we had Steve and we had Nicole, the veterans who have worked and got years and got skin in the game. So I definitely want to send much love to Nicole, to Steve, because they do have a lot of skin in the game. But as far as the actual trial, what just took place in this guilty verdict, there was not a lot to chew on. And the reason why I'm saying that, because I didn't see where defense went hard in the paint. I didn't see defense throw everything possibly he could throw. Robert Kelly has been in the business for 30 years, at least, okay? There should have been more witnesses, okay? There should have definitely been more witnesses. So if I just go, for example, if I just start at stats, okay? Let's look at R. Kelly court stats, just like it was a basketball game.
Okay.
Let's look at these stats. So prosecution did 3 weeks. Defense did 3 days. And one of those days was a half day. Okay? Prosecution had 45 witnesses. Defense had 5. Prosecution had a 9-hour close. Defense had a 3-hour close. Plus, prosecution came back on a rebuttal. You have to match the prosecution.
Okay.
You have to. So I say that because while we do talk about other things and the prejudice in him being a Black man, because we know for a fact he is a Black man, this is a Black man trial, you have to give it all you got. Canick should have been walking out of that courtroom, not even walking. He should have came out on the stretch, drenching wet. They should have to bring him crutches to get him from the courtroom to his vehicle.
Well, I guess Canick only worked with what he had.
He had more than that.
No, I'm gonna be honest, but I will say Greenberg sabotaged the case. That's what I will say.
So
and
what happened to the 35 witnesses? Because you got 500,000. I'm sorry, what was it? What is it? A quarter? Was it $250,000? And 35 witnesses?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know no validity on that. So I'm not gonna speak on that because I don't know the validity of that.
Okay. But we have witnesses. Nicole provided witnesses. They could have took the mega bus. They could have drove. We all know the mega bus. Have I been on a mega bus before? I'm going to tell you.
All of us have.
Okay. So I ain't too high and mighty. I've been on a mega bus. But again, we're talking about R. Kelly's life. R. Kelly's life. Okay.
So is it fair to say, not to cut you off, Nick, is it fair to say that even within the defense team, it was no camaraderie? Everybody wanted to flex their muscle and show what they was about?
I will say this. Was there a lot of objections in court? Absolutely. Was the judge biased? Absolutely. Was the jury biased? Absolutely.
Was it a lot of sidebars? Absolutely. That scared me. I've never seen that many side. And that's another thing that I want to talk about. In your case, right?
Okay.
When the defense was on the roll, did the judge call sidebars to slow it down? Because see, what I witnessed in court, I seen this before on a football field. And what I witnessed was the Carolina Panthers getting ready to get into the Denver Broncos' tail, and the refs threw the game. And that's how I feel when it comes to the court. Canick start to turn up. Canick went from going to looking at the compression to now, okay, give me my wrenches. Let's go. And
so let me ask you something.
Donnelly didn't want that.
Let me ask you something, and I ain't trying to take the mic away.
Go ahead.
We one band, one sound, and we got to all join forces because R. Kelly, this is R. Kelly life. This is war. This is nothing small. This is his freedom. Okay. Right. So let me ask you this. What evidence was there? What evidence was presented to combat the racketeering? What evidence was presented to combat the RICO.
Now, let's go here, and I'm gonna answer all that. On the days that I was there, though, that wasn't discussed.
Okay.
On the days that I wasn't there, I was told that it was some evidence to be presented, but Ann Donnelly shut that down.
Okay.
So I really can't speak, but I can speak. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If you understand what I'm saying.
No, I do. I respect the the transparency. So, you know, Kenneth talked about locked doors. But when you present a visual and you present the most strongest visual you can present, which is a video. Yes, it was a misuse of the video. Okay? There was definitely a misuse of that video. But what did the defense do to combat that video that was presented and that all the jurors seen? What did he present? How did he overcome that video?
Now watch this. I'm gonna answer that because I believe. Well, I'm gonna say this: when the video was presented, that's the video of him and Holly. No,
yes.
No,
adult, consensual.
No, but I'm sorry, but it wasn't him and Holly. That was the video of nephew and Azriel.
I'm talking the video where it was adult consensual sex. No, it was really it was scripted. It was scripted.
I'm about to go there, but I'm gonna break it down which one it was.
Okay.
The first one was nephew and Azriel, or nephew and Dominique. And they played the video with no sound. And Robert wasn't in the picture.
Correct.
Robert was out the picture.
Correct.
So they asked them to visualize that. And then they came back with 3 audios, one for 29 minutes, one for 34 seconds, and one for 1 minute and 12 seconds. The one for 29 minutes was the video, but the jurors couldn't see the video. They can only hear what was going on. And they had a manuscript that they had to read of what was detailed of what was going on. That was of Holly and Rob had wrote, but it was them role playing.
Okay.
And yes, they had sex on that. That was the last video. That was the one for 1 minute. And I mean, that was one for 30 minutes. At the end of the day, when they finished doing all that, Ann Donnelly immediately said, let's go to lunch. And then when they came back from lunch, they put a witness up. So Kanick really ain't have time to address that. Only in the closing, from what I heard, Kanick had time to address it. And then when he started to address it, Ann Donnelly just moved it on. That's why I'm not understanding. Like, it's like, when I hear people say Kanick ain't do good, I'm like, yo, his hands was tied and he was trying to come out that straitjacket no matter what.
So let me say this. I'm not saying Kanick didn't do good. I want to be real clear as we're on the airway.
No, I'm not. I'm
not weighing in on his legal team. Okay, I want to be clear. What I am doing is observing what took place, what didn't take place, as someone who has been in the courts, through the courts, for a very horrific case that is way more horrific than this case.
Right.
So, yes, there was a lot of objections. And yes, whatever is objected, you can put in your closing statement. Like somewhere, find somewhere to put it. But it takes creativity.
Right. I
understand Kanick came in a month before the trial. I definitely understand that. I understand that to the fullest. I also understand that from the sidelines, Nicole, Tom, Greenberg will still sharing suggestions, input, and so forth. I don't know, and I can't confirm if Kenneth took that in. I don't know that.
Yeah, I can't confirm that either. I don't know.
Yes, but I can say, going back to that video, which held so much weight, and you can hear the sounds from the jurors, okay? When you hear the sounds from the juror, it's really, really clear, you know? So as someone, when I go back, let me say this, when I go back to my trial, they bring up sex addiction.
Okay.
And that is something really, really healthy with Robert Kelly case. Although we don't like this term, but that sexual addiction is a medical term. Okay, not for sure why we kind of like this. Oh my God, you shouldn't say that. I don't know why not. I don't know why we can say crack addiction,
but not sex.
And be so susceptible. But as soon as we say sexual, oh my, no. But sometimes we understand things from the level of our consciousness. You know, we need, I felt like, let me say it like this. I felt like bringing in a clinical expert.
Well, they tried that.
Yeah.
Well, they tried that. But Ann Donnelly said no.
Okay. So then it would go to someone, even if it's not a clinical expert, someone who can give a clinical explanation of what an addiction is. Talk about sexual addiction, because you have literally you have triple X activity all on Pornhub. Right. We're very familiar with Pornhub is.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So you have that same activity on Pornhub that can be broadcasted anywhere. A kid can go to Pornhub.
Well, right. I'm gonna say this. And I'm gonna say this. If that's the case, if the Man Act is that powerful, Instagram shouldn't be up, because everybody's catching the Man Act off of Instagram.
Right. And it's the same thing with Pornhub. And we shouldn't have swinger clubs. We shouldn't have strip clubs. And I can speak on strip clubs because, what was it? I had 1 year, and I have nothing to hide. I'm telling myself first. I have 1 year. Okay, 1 year where when I was 17, I stripped. I was a stripper. Know exactly what's going on in the strip clubs.
Right.
So that's illegal. Pornhub is illegal. Been guilty. It's not just Pornhub. They're billionaire sites.
Instagram, OnlyFans.
Instagram.
OnlyFans.
Yeah. All day long. All day long. But I guess that's not a Man Act, you know? You got Charlie Sheen. Let's talk about that. Charlie Sheen. How many women did Charlie Sheen give herpes to?
AIDS. Let's talk about it. AIDS.
AIDS.
Yeah, he gave AIDS to. He didn't give herpes. He gave AIDS.
Okay. I apologize. Thank you for retracting me. Mm-hmm. Okay. It was AIDS.
I'm still trying to figure out, once again, with this math thing, how you file a police report on your boyfriend in 2013 for giving you herpes, but you say you got it from R. Kelly in 2017. I'm lost.
Yes.
Nobody can explain this to me.
Because it's no explanation. You can't, listen, you don't, the thing about a lie, right? A lie will always, the truth always resonate first off and foremost.
Right.
The truth will always resonate. But when you tell lies, your timeline is always off.
Facts. You're right. You're right.
Timeline is always off. So seeing and observing, and the fact that so many people have lied, and I don't know what's behind. I don't know who's really pulling the strings. I don't know who they're reporting back to.
But it have to be Sony now, because Azriel have a record deal and management by Sony.
Okay. So with that being said, Sony, you know, I said in the song, R. Kelly is employed by Sony, which is, you know, his whole character, how he was put out by one of the biggest record labels in the world, how they packaged him, how they monetized him, sex symbol. Sex symbol. How he is in this alone, I will never understand. Doesn't make sense in the court of law. Seeing that R. Kelly is just one person, and seeing how they changed the languaging
at the last minute.
Changing the languaging as such. They changed it at the last minute. It ain't just illegal. The last minute. It's the last minute of the last.
Yeah, that's illegal. You can't do that.
Now, I'm not a lawyer, but I know you can't do that.
Right.
But they did it with R. Kelly case. So I really feel, not even I feel, it's vital that we all come together. R. Kelly needs all hands on deck, okay? And I hear people express their tears and their emotions, but we at a pivotal place to give him strength. We need to wipe our tears away. We need to roll up our sleeves, and we need all hands on deck. He's going to need that, and he needs it now more than ever. You know, he needs people to send him money directly to him, not to third parties, not to bloggers, none of that, to him, because some of the money he's not getting. Okay? We don't want to talk about that, but it's the truth.
I mean, because we can go down that, we can go down that hole.
I'm just saying.
Nick, you know, I'm always on deck when we go down that hole. Because see, one thing I can say, I look. You know,
I am waiting. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be one of the first people to say, I'm waiting to see the surviving off of R. Kelly.
Well, I think Hollywood Next done patent that. I think she about to come out with something crazy, like I'm scared to see her production. Her production might have R. Kelly walking out and a female grab him. You going with me? I'm scared to see that. Like, Lord, I mean, I would love to see it though. Yeah. And because at the end of the day, and we need to see a surviving off of R. Kelly, and we need to see surviving off of R. Kelly YouTube edition. I mean, look. Come on, look, if we gonna do it, we gonna do it right.
Discussion. They're not ready for that conversation.
You know, they're not ready for that conversation. We gonna do it right.
Because you know one thing about me. Have I met R. Kelly? No. Am I R. Kelly's sister? No. Have I ever been to R. Kelly house? No. Have I ever had dinner with R. Kelly? No. Here's what I am. Short, sweet, and simple. Love.
Facts.
If I never met R. Kelly, will I still love him? Absolutely yes. Do I love his music? Will I ever stop playing his music? Hell no. I'm going to play his music.
Say that again for the people in the back.
Yes. Will I ever stop playing R. Kelly music? Hell no. I believe it was hell no.
Hold on, wait. All right, there we go.
Is there anything you can do to make me stop playing his music? No. And if you choose to stop playing his music, I want you to know it's a long list of other people that you're going to have to start listening to today as well. Because R. Kelly wrote music for many of people Why don't we just start with Michael Jackson? Are you ready to stop listening to Michael Jackson?
Are you ready to stop listening to Celine Dion?
Yes. Yes. You cannot be this big hypocrite. You cannot take what they're feeding you, which when I say they, I'm talking about the news. I'm talking about news reporters. I'm talking about how they manufactured this trial, how they made and implemented rules for this specific trial that has never been in effect for any other trial in our past. I'm talking about there has never, the rules that they implemented, the do's and the don'ts for R. Kelly trial have been a first.
But wait, what people don't understand, and this is where I talk to the people that say they don't like R. Kelly and don't know him all off of hearsay and rumors. This is what I say to them. They sit back and say, yay, R. Kelly was guilty, but I told you. But do you realize that they manufactured the rules just for him?
Correct.
On Monday, but those rules are going to apply to you next Monday. Now what?
Can you say that again? And can we have the horns in the hands and all that?
Hold on. Wait.
Can you please? And when you say it, I want you to give us the chopped and screw version. I want you to slow it down because the public is solely looking at R. Kelly and not understanding how this will affect your brother or sister, your family, your friends, whomever, when they go into court and they see the laws changing in the courtroom, how this will affect them. Please say that again.
Like I said, those rules were bent and manufactured for R. Kelly on Monday, last Monday. But next Monday, those same rules are going to apply to you.
Yes.
So now, how do you get out of it? I'm going to do another live later on today when I'm going to talk about Oh So Laugh Now. Because Don Lemon ain't laughing now. Don Lemon about to get hit with, and it's funny because they about to hit him. They call it the R. Kelly rule. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting back like, yo, you got the Kumos, they not laughing. They about to get hit with the same thing. And the funny part about it is the Kumos got to face Ann Donnelly for the same stuff. I'm going to be there for that trial because I want to literally see if she's going to bend the rules and open the vice grip for Kumo.
You know what? It's so many it's so many analogies to show the injustice in R. Kelly case. You know, you have people like Jerry Lou Lewis.
Great balls of fire.
You know, he married his 12-year-old cousin.
Watch this though. If anybody know what that song is about, how can you like it? They say 12 play was to entice underage girls, right? Great balls of fire talking about burning you with herpes.
Yes.
On top of that, but they say R. Kelly is this so-called sex symbol. Yes, he was. But wait, who was the sex symbol and before R. Kelly? Let's go there.
Yes.
Because Sony and Jive made him still earn her image. And Rob transcended that image.
Yes. Yes.
So now we looking at what ifs.
But keep in mind that Charlie Sheen never spent a night in jail. Not one night.
Right.
But that's very important. Like, you're going to talk about R. Kelly and you're going to try to mute R. Kelly, mute his music, cancel him. You can't cancel a culture.
So I got another question, and I'm glad you said that. For the same people that say, let's cancel R. Kelly, and I'm gonna talk about this particular group called Team Truth. They always say, he did some dirty work to R. Kelly. We don't listen to R. Kelly, but you vibing to Aaliyah's first album. Make that make sense. How can you vibe to Aaliyah's first album, but you hate R. Kelly? Come on, man. And I said it, and I keep saying it. These women has been violated. And the women that's been violated in their lives, when Surviving R. Kelly came out, they looked at R. Kelly and what was being said in Surviving R. Kelly instead of understanding the truth. So they looked at R. Kelly and said, you know what? I can identify him, this man, as my abuser. So also at that point, after listening to stories and the music production, they not seeing R. Kelly. They hearing the name R. Kelly, but they not seeing R. Kelly. They looking at their abuser. And because their abuser or their victimizer never been brought to justice or court, now that R. Kelly has been
wait,
slandered.
Hold on. Stop. Stay there.
I'm telling you where I'm ready to go with it.
What you just said. Someone who has been abused, like I was abused by my cousin when I was a kid, right. Sexually abused. I was gang raped when I was 17, taken, kidnapped. And I ain't talking about their version.
Oh, did you have to knock on the wall?
Huh?
Oh, did you have to knock on the wall?
No, I'm talking about see, I think their version might be, let me see. Maybe he'll give me my own apartment. Not that version where he get to select or give me the funds for me to get an apartment. I'm talking about kidnap where my body is moved, independent of my willingness, snatched, grabbed, in a dark hole, kidnapped.
Wow. So
when someone has been abused, any form of abuse, any form of rape, physically assaulted, and that person has never been brought to justice. I'm talking about relatives and unrelated, because it happens in families every day. These family members, we know who the families are.
Right.
And again, these family members have never spent one day in jail. I know. These family members are no different. So I say that to say is when a victim is looking at a lifetime, looking at what they scripted, what they put together to keep you on the couch, to get their ratings up. And what goes to the victim head is, hey, well, I never got justice, so I hope they get justice. Or that happened to me too. And they feel or they think they're doing the right thing and they're supporting this great noble thing because they just want a space. They want an area.
Okay.
Does that make sense? They want this space or this area where they can feel like, man, you know, well, I know I never confronted my accuser, but if I be a part of this will help me heal, you know, seeing him, you know, get the justice that he's, this going to help my healing. So many women and men have had some form and type of abuse when they hear the word R. Kelly and they see the cameras rolling, and they see this story that's been put together, they take the story that's on the big screen as to be true. Not understanding how production, how ratings work, not understanding that there was no due diligence, not understanding what was in it for the people, the characters, not understanding that they got paid $1,000 or $1,500, not understanding how these label victims kept coming back. Victims don't go back. I don't give a flying fuck what case you talk about. Victims don't go back.
Facts. Facts. At some point, a willing participant can slide. I'm gonna say it like this. At some point, a willing participant, they can slide and maneuver certain ways. But a predator can mask themselves to be the upright, oh, I'm here because I want to be. But then when justice comes, oh, I'm a victim.
Right.
That's why I call them predators. I call Faith a predator. I definitely call Kelly Faith Mama. She's definitely an old cougar predator.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Because she dressed Faith and Summer up and then took them to the hotels of where celebrities be and told them get to work. My thing is this: why put an NDA on Summer? What do y'all got to hide?
That's a good question.
And then say, I'm going to hide behind the church cloth. That's demonic. That's witchcraft. Anything not holy that you're doing outside of the house of God, that's a form of witchcraft because you're rebellion against something. An NDA is just a secret word for quietness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you need to be quiet if you ain't do nothing, Kelly Rogers?
Mm-hmm.
And by your husband being a pastor, you ain't gonna tell me that the man that you sleep with every day don't know that you dressing his daughter up and her best friend, your adopted daughter, and taking them to these hotels and they gone for months at a time.
Months at a time.
Not days, but months at a time.
Months at a time. Months at a time.
At what part do you say as a father, where the hell is my daughter? I'm coming downstairs, I'm cooking some pancakes for a family and my daughter not there. Where's the accountability? Unlike yourself, you were kidnapped. Robert ain't never kidnapped nobody.
Correct. So the accountability of the parents, everyone's looking for, a paycheck. I believe, was it Asriel? Was it Asriel's father that tried to get R. Kelly to hire him or something for like electrician, or it was something? I think her mother wanted to be the driver.
Yep.
Like, you see how people pray, looking for money anywhere they can get it. Anywhere they can get it. Looking for money any way they can get it. And then another thing, because the whole, I guess, what was that? What was the name of the festival? Not the concert. What was the name of the concert? The funk. What's the name?
Oh, the Funk Fest. Oh, the 3-day Funk Fest.
Yeah. Why they? I'm pretty sure they have. What do you call that? Every event venue kind of got.
Are you muted yourself? There you go.
Come to me. The conditions and times.
Right.
the Funk Fest has conditions and terms, and it's a certain age, ain't it?
It's a certain age, yeah. It's definitely a certain age, and depending on the day of the event and the people that's there is a certain age, unless you are accompanied by a parent. But the Funk Fest that year, it was Chris Brown Friday night, no, Trey Songz Friday night, Chris Brown Saturday night, R. Kelly Sunday.
Okay.
Those were the headliners. So I always was asking the question, like, why R. Kelly night? But then in court, and I must say this because I don't want nobody saying, oh, Dana, you adding sauce. No. In the court, what they said plain and simple was, and Azriel said it in court, my mama and my daddy took me to see R. Kelly because my mama was texting R. Kelly already leading up to that.
Can you say that again? Say it again.
What came out in court?
My parents met my predators when we were in trial, but my parents ain't never and never will, don't want to talk on a phone, text, email, no form of communication.
When I first became a runner for Oprah Winfrey, and when she was working in Baltimore at WJZ 13, when I first became a runner, I was making 50 cents every time I ran to the store and to get them. It was her and matter of fact, her colleagues. I was making 50 cents for every soda that I could bring back every time they wanted it. At the end of the day, me and Oprah brushed across each other. We did. I mean, it was nothing out there like that, but I could have easily said, you know what? I've been victimized by Oprah because she brushed past and felt my butt. But how much of a lie can you stand on with that?
Yes.
And for people to carry it all the way out the way they have is mind-blowing to me. Even with, let's go here, Dominique. Lifetime made it seem like she was dogging Robert. But then Dominique came out and said, no. They took key points, and then she broke down and she said, when I was crying, that was because I was having flashbacks of the good times that me and Robert had.
Wow.
And they didn't show none of that. At the end of the day. Why don't you think, tell the public why they didn't show that? Oh, because it's a cult, not just cultural. Right now, what we're going through is the uprising of the new generation. And the new generation is the LGBTQ XYZ generation. However, what people don't understand and realize is that if Lifetime would have showed that, it would have threw the whole case off.
Correct.
But then let's go here. Obama knew exactly what he was doing when he signed the bill for gay rights. I'm not against gay people. Whatever they do is what they do. Whatever floats their boat is what happens to them. That's their business. But one thing I always told everybody, when you sign one bill, there's a demon attached to everything. So what demon is attached to gay rights? Pedophilia. Why couldn't the LGBTQ pass that letter? Because they need one of us as the front face of pedophilia. You got Harvey Weinstein, you got Jeff Epstein. All of that has been diminished. Who's the face of pedophilia now? They running it, R. Kelly. Okay.
Right. They want to make him the face, right?
Exactly.
Right.
So now that letter, it can be passed. So once you pass that letter, pedophilia can come in like a Russian lion and overtake the LGBT community. So with something that was made okay, made for good, here comes the over Russian demon. And then let me clear something else up real quick. And for people who don't know, But they sit back and say the LGBTQ community stole God's rainbow. No, the LGBTQ is not a rainbow. The rainbow is 7 colors. Go count the colors in the LGBTQ flag. It's 6. That means it's an incomplete rainbow, which means their doctrine means what? That God made mistakes. And people that came up believing in God, we were taught that God don't make mistakes, right? Look into the doctrine. That's why they say, if you ever want to defeat a colored man, not a black man, matter of fact, if you ever want to defeat a colored man, just write it in a book, because they ain't gonna read.
Yeah, I mean,
but more visual.
you got Hugh Hefner. You know, it's an interesting thing when I heard them say that he made music to entice women. I'm like, so Hugh Hefner, okay, he had the Playboy Mansion. He had the Playboy Mansion with Hollywood parties all the time.
Let's not mention Brooke Shields was on the cover of Playboy at 10 years old, naked. Let's make this make sense.
Did we cancel Hugh Hefner? Did we cancel the Playboy Mansion? Did we cancel all those extravagant Hollywood parties where everyone was invited to? Did we cancel those? You know, and then Donald Trump. Donald Trump raped like over 27 women. Wasn't he the president? Like, give me a fucking break. I'm just saying, you know, white people stood with Donald Trump. More than 70 million people stood with Donald Trump.
Wait.
Let's not forget Biden, because we got to add him to the list as well.
Wait, I'm going to go there. I stood with Trump.
Yeah, and in a way, I did too.
And I stand with Trump because I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't know about his rape history. And I'd be the first to say that. I'm ignorant when it comes to his rape history, if he had one.
Yeah. When it comes to the vaccinations, it's some things there with Trump that I felt like he was better for us. It is.
But wait. One thing I will say, Nikki, and I'm going to say this real quick, not to cut you off. If Trump had that type of record, I don't condone it. But I've never seen no pictures of nothing where you have Biden,
correct,
who got kids locked in a cage.
Speak on it. Speak on it.
Kids locked in the cage in his house. His son.
Speak. When are we going to cancel Biden? When are we going to cancel Biden?
His son.
When are we going to cancel him being the president? When are we going to cancel Biden?
Wait, his son transport not minors, but adolescents. That's worse.
When are we going to mute Biden and cancel Biden?
When we going to mute Oprah Winfrey? When we going to mute Barack Obama? Okay, let's go here. When we going to mute Woody Allen? Nobody want to talk about this. When are we going to mute Woody Allen?
Harvey Weinstein.
Okay, Miramax Films. Let's go. We can go.
Let's go.
When we going to mute Disney? Now this might mess up my acting career for life.
They're quiet, ain't they? They quiet. They're real quiet.
This might mess up my acting career for life. But how was Bob Yeager able, and they have video production, they clearly see him on not one, not two, but 36 video productions raping 6-year-olds, 12-year-olds, and 13-year-olds.
Yes.
And then they come and lock him up. They come and lock some of his people up. They let him take his picture and everything. They put an ankle monitor on him, and the next day, he's on the talk show doing an interview. make this make sense to me.
You got to make it make sense. And it's sad, you know, because it makes me sick when I go online and I keep seeing these memes, you know, can you fly now? I bet you want a cookie. When I see the creativity, and I'm gonna call you guys out for everybody who is making all these memes, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna call you out because it is wrong. It is so wrong in so many ways. The creation and the time you're taking to create a meme, to laugh at another man whose life and freedom is on the line is the farthest thing from funny. You know, you got to be careful, because my grandmother used to say, when you dig a, what was it? Dig a hole, a ditch for me.
Yep, that's the same one you're gonna fall in.
That's the same one you're gonna fall in. R. Kelly is a human being. None of us are perfect, right?
Facts.
And while you might like a traditional sex life, you might like just to hump and do what you do for 2 to 3 minutes and turn off the light, go to bed. The next person might like what they might like. So what is X-rated for you is not X-rated for the next person, but that doesn't make it illegal.
And then watch this. Let's go here. Let's talk facts. Anybody who's been victimized that liked it, that didn't know that they was a victim, you can't have normal sex. You can't. And now here's where transparency coming in. They say I was molested. I say something different. My babysitter at 8 gave me head and gave me an introduction to her vagina. I loved it ever since. When my mama found out, she got mad. She gave me a beat and told me I can't go back. I started acting out ever since. That's like the first high. Because I'm like, yo, oh my God, it felt good. But what she taught me and how sex was supposed to feel, I can't have a relationship now where sex is normal. Because the question is, what is normal sex? I never had normal sex based on my experience. So yes, I'm into doing wild things. I mean,
wild sex, X-rated, whatever word or title you want to give it, it's still not illegal.
It's not. I'm not into bestiality or nothing like that. That's illegal. I'm not into that white stuff. No. I don't want no animal touching me. And I don't want to touch no animal. But one thing I will say is, to have basic sex with me, that would be the last time you talk to me. Because I would feel like sex is a masterpiece. So if I can't be Van Gogh and paint my masterpiece, what is the point of me doing it?
Yes. Yes.
And that's the part that's missing, that I wish somebody would have broke that down in court. Like, look, y'all call this man a sexual predator, right?
But when did he become a predator?
That's the point I'm about to break down. Okay. You call this man a sexual predator, right? Okay. It's cool to be sexual. But how was he a predator when he was packaged as a sex god? So therefore, you can't blame his packaging on him.
Right. That is
R. Kelly is a brand.
Sony.
Right.
Sony.
R. Kelly is a brand. So R. Kelly is who you see when you get on stage.
Correct.
Robert Sylvester Kelly is the human. That's who you see when you're home. That's when that's who you see smoking a stogie. So therefore, and the problem is, a lot of people mix the brand with the person, and then they saying, oh, the brand kind of resembles the person. And then when they touching on them on the stage and they like, oh, the brand is packaged like the person. And then when they realize the person is the person, like, yo, I like to have fun. I like multiple women. There's no crime in that. But when you can't be number one, you run around saying that he made you eat poop. You run around, and I still say this, and I don't care who don't like it. When the feds raid you, they don't raid you in 6-month increments. They don't do it. But matter of fact, at the most, they will hit you 4 days apart. That's the most. And I've been in 2 drug raids. I've been in 2. At the most they do is hit you 4 days apart. But a 6-month increment, and then here's the next question. You have a person who was going to see him and living off of him and living in his home.
Yes.
While he was locked up. The feds came and talked to you while he was locked up. Right. You know what? Let's take a step further. The feds came to the home at Trump while he was locked up. No, nobody said nothing about no devices. Why, when it's time for Joy,
when it's her turn, when it's Joy's turn,
right.
Why
When it's Joy's turn,
and then when it's Joy's turn, Jocelyn's turn.
All of a sudden now, I feel sorry for you. You ain't gonna see the light of day. How do you know that? Without it being going to court. Not unless you was part of the plantation of the stuff at the storage. Make it make sense.
Yes. Yep. She told him about the
How would she know if she never been there? That's the first lie that she told. She never been there. But how did she know what was in there? Nobody's looking at the hidden secret messages that's going on.
That's true. And you got to look at who wins, who benefits, and who wins if R. Kelly goes to prison. Who benefits and who wins?
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say this. Look at The Last Devil. It's a 3-part split. If Robert never comes home a day in his life again, Don Russell, June Bird, Azrael Clary.
And let's talk about Don Russell.
Oh, you know, they don't want to talk about that because they don't want truth. Because every time I talk about Don Russell, people be like, he just picking on him. I've been saying it for 2.5 years, and everything I said has came to pass.
Don Russell has 3 truck loads of R. Kelly intellectual property. 3 truck loads. I want us to get a visual of that. Stop all the emotional stuff. 3 truck loads of R. Kelly intellectual property.
How you get 3? And here's my question. Once again, and I asked that question, how you get 3? How was he able to get 3? How was he able to maneuver? Wait. Unless he was working with the Clarys the whole time, how was he able to get to the storage? But let's backtrack. Didn't Larry say, oh, Don Russell's in my kitchen? Didn't Larry show you that Angelo was in his kitchen too?
Yes.
Next question. By me being so much of a detective, I look at things from the real perspective. I might engage in the bullcrap perspective, but I look at it from the real perspective and I don't let it out prematurely. Let's make this make sense. If it's not some kind of deal going on and between Angelo and Don, why everything that happens reverts back to Angelo? Why can't it revert back to Tim? Make this make sense. If I don't like
this, let me ask you this since we bring up Angelo.
Okay.
Why is Angelo liking all the Dottie pictures?
I can't speak on that. I don't know. I'm like Bernie Mac when he said the little boy got on the bus. I can't answer that one because I can't answer that.
Yeah.
Only thing I do know is that Dottie has said that her son was supposed to have worked for Angelo and it never came to fruition because Angelo was supposed to have been helping little kids stay out of trouble. That's all I know.
Okay. I mean, I don't know how true it is, but I heard something about PPP and some, but again, I don't know how true it is that Angelo is helping. So.
Yo, I feel stupid. Like, I think I'm the only one that took out a PPP loan for the amount to pay the two people that helped me. But everybody else got 20 and 30,000. I only took out 1,400. So I'm wondering, like, did I do something wrong? And shit, I took out 20,000 and only gave them 1,400 and said, shit, I can ball too. Like, what's going on?
Okay, I got a question. Not to switch the subject. What do you think about Sean Harris, the private investigator?
I plead the fifth.
Okay, I'm gonna plead the fifth with you. I just wanted to ask that question because and that question was the answer. I just wanted to present that.
And the reason why I say that is because I gave my word to my big bro.
No.
That I won't entertain that no more.
No.
It's so much I can say, but so little I can't say. So I gotta respect the fact that I don't want to be called a liar no more. Because normally I would go in and I'd be like, dang, I messed up. So I don't need my brothers looking at me like, Dana, you gave me your word and then you went back on it, you're a liar. So I don't need that to be looked at. So I'm just going to say this. Whatever capacity he plays in this, I wish he look at it from a total broader scale. That's what I'll say. I'm not the enemy.
Absolutely.
But I've been labeled the enemy by the fanatics.
I've seen it. I did some, I was like, wow, man, look at all this stuff. I seen it. It was everywhere. It's like, this person is a informant and this person is a, so, You know
what I'm saying? And it's like, the realest person always going to be labeled the other bad person. Mm-hmm. So I can handle that. I'm in the arts industry. I'm an actor. I can handle that. But the part I can't handle is when it comes to somebody that I care about and y'all still want to play with the shenanigans. I don't think that this case should have been played with like that. And I tell everybody, yes, I open the door for these fanatics. Do I regret it every day? Yes, I do.
Okay. Now tell me this, not to cut you off. Okay, his team, Steve Greenberg, Nicole, Tom, Doug, Michael Leonard. Do you feel it was a chance that Nicole could have took this case? Now, not because her name Nicole, but I feel like she could have. I do.
Do you want my honest opinion?
Yes.
Now, your question is, do I think that Nicole could have took this case?
Yes.
Not by herself, no.
Okay.
And especially the way Greenberg left it, no. Do I think Mike Leonard should have left because of his friendship with Greenberg? No, I think Mike Leonard should have stayed.
Okay.
Good point. Everybody brought something different. Do I feel do I feel as though that Robert should have listened to the liars and the fanatics about Doug and me? No. I think if Robert would have never listened to them, Robert wouldn't have had a guilty verdict.
Okay, so right there. Okay, right there. At that point that you said about Robert listening to other people, about you, about Doug, is this like you got his, super fans, groupies, whatever you want to call them, all of the advice, all of the people who's writing him and sending him the letters and, oh, don't do this, don't trust this person. All these super fans that are coming at him as if they have the legal experience, the legal expertise to advise him on what his legal team should look like. What's your take on that? Because me personally, I don't feel like anyone, no matter who it is, has enough expertise to advise him on his legal team.
Here's my thing, and I'm gonna go here. I totally agree with you. Even though I didn't agree with the way Greenberg was moving, I never went to Rob and said, yo, you should get rid of Greenberg.
Okay.
Because I don't know what that man knows. He might be the shadiest lawyer in Chicago, but he went further in law school than I ever even started. I can only go off of the actions I've seen him do, which is not cool.
Okay. Would you agree that none of us have enough legal background to sway Robert's legal decisions? Would you agree that?
Facts.
Okay. So, how can I say this?
Even if you're trying to be new lawyer on the block, you don't have enough.
Right.
So that's why I said, as far as Nicole, not by herself, but what we see play out in court was it was too many egos. It was not. I'm gonna say this
because I think what Kannick, tell me this. Kannick only got 3 people, right?
No,
you got Kannick.
No.
So I mean, no. What is it?
No,
it was
Kannick had 1 person.
So Kannick and Sean was working together.
No.
Okay, they're not working together.
No, this is how. See, the thing is, this is how it is. Kannick have Calvin, right? Mm-hmm. And I think Calvin and Sean had some type of,
okay.
But from what I was told was Lisa and Cassandra and Trent brought Sean to the table. But I gotta kind of question that and add another person. Because before Trent even said anything, and before Lisa and Cassandra said anything, Blockbender was talking about MA1 investigations. So I have to say that it's been a collective of people, not just one group. It's been a collective of people who came up under me, who tried to get close to me. And when I wouldn't do what they wanted me to do, they switched on me, turned on me, stabbed me in the back, and then tried to have me exiled away from the situation. And it's fine because I'm built for this. Because see, while everybody else is looking for a job with Robert, I can look Robert in the face and say, bro, I was only here for your innocence. I don't want nothing from you. And the only thing matter of fact, I'm lying. But the only thing I do want from Robert is I need my 3 games in basketball that I lost to him back. I need to play 3 games. But all that other stuff,
yeah.
Because I've been around him for so long, it don't matter.
So
You muted yourself.
I know his appeal. He's going to win that appeal when it goes to Supreme. I just know that. I know it. Like, there's 100 things that they're going to appeal. I know at least.
Definitely.
So I can't necessarily blame, even though I talk about the system, I talk about Sony, I can't necessarily blame the system or the jury, because they needed to have more to look at. I'm
gonna say this. Monday, Ann Donnelly pulled something that I never seen a judge pull. She brought the jury in early from lunch.
Okay.
She brought the Rice Krispie flakes, if you catch what I'm saying, because there was no colored reporter in it. She re-let them hear, or re-instructed them to hear, the 3 audios again. Time out. First, you lead all of the prosecution questions. And when Canick objects, you say overruled. I think Canick got approximately 8 sustains. 8. Impossible. That's an unfair trial. And then you are dictating. I don't know why people, hold on a second, hold on. You're live on the DanaJay show, how can I help you? You're live on the DanaJay show, how can I help you? Oh, you have the wrong number. This is no Lakeisha. Thank you. Sorry about that. But you have, it's like, it's for her to direct that will re-upset the jurors, because them audios was played 2.5 weeks before they gave a verdict. Those audios was played when I was there, and I took a week off and came back the following week. So if you're not leading the jurors, my honest to God opinion, I think Ann Donnelly said, look, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to make them mad, and we're going to find him guilty because I worked out of that office. I'm going to help my colleagues.
Well, let me say this. Okay, let's break it down like the way I do in my song.
Okay.
Let's go to exhibits.
Okay.
Canick needed to provide more exhibits. There were no exhibits. There was no videos. And even if the people, let's say, even though.
How could you if Ann Donnelly ain't allow it?
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Let's say we got 35 witnesses to 40.
Okay.
And even if for whatever reason, they can't get on Megabus, even the most wildest thing, there's still a way for Canick to enter in the witness information. Okay. There's still a way. Even if it's objective, even if it's sustained, you still got closing statements, closing arguments. Mm-hmm. The 3 hours, not long enough for defense.
Now watch this.
3 days, not long enough for defense. Not where you talking about his entire life is on the line. It can never, if it was your life, even if it wasn't R. Kelly, the singer, the artist, the creative genius, the father, the brother, the son, even if it was not that, if it was you, if it was me, if it was my daughter, it was not enough. My daughter's life, the defense can never just, if the prosecutor went that long How in the world? How is 3 days enough? It's not enough. It's not enough. Everything, when I say everything, let me give you some examples. I didn't at this point, because this is his trial, it was really vital that every single thing needed to be presented, need to come forward. It doesn't matter how long it would have took. It don't matter either way. Even if he was in there until the janitors came to clean the courthouse, it needed to come forward. It needed to just be presented.
But see, this is what y'all not understanding. When they started trying to enter the exhibits, and Donnelly said no.
So what about the closing statement? How come it wasn't entered in the closing statement?
That part I can't answer. But
Okay.
I will say this. Canick was the lead, the way it looked. I don't know for sure, but Canick was the lead. If anything, if you have a team, why wasn't the team acting like a team?
Yeah.
It
should have been
like everybody was, but it seemed like everybody was under high go ho. Everybody wanted to be.
Everybody wanted to be what they call that, the chief Indian.
Right.
Everybody wanted to be the chief Indian.
Right.
But it should have been like one lawyer per charge. Because then, if it was one lawyer per charge, then whatever it is, everyone is doing their due diligence. Should have been one lawyer per charge.
Watch this. Nicole had a lot of visuals. A lot was sent to Nicole. Nothing was sent to Tom.
Okay.
Because ain't nobody really deal with Tom under that microscope. But Nicole had a lot of visuals. She also had 2 paralegals working with her and a friend who also did dictatorship on the case. If we want to talk about why wasn't nothing and presented, why Nicole didn't just say, well, Canick, let's sit here, let's talk about this. Here's this exhibit, here's this. Or why Canick didn't just reference, okay, and Nicole, you can have exhibit what? So it's not just a one-person thing.
No, it's definitely, now I'm agreeing with you. I'm totally wholehearted with you.
You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely not a one-person thing. I mean, because even if we go over to the other scope, let's talk about the bloggers. Because yes, the bloggers have a lot to do with this. I don't care how you look at it. If all the bloggers came together, imagine how powerful this would be. If all the bloggers came together, there's unity is strength. Imagine how powerful that would be.
I'm going to say this. That will be massive powerful. But because too much dirt has been done by way of bloggers to one another, if that was to even attempt to be accomplished, everybody will lose subs.
Mm-hmm.
Because some subs just ain't rocking with certain people. And then when people real life stories and their real truths come out, you got to understand, just because you're a blogger don't mean you for R. Kelly. And some people just doing that R. Kelly robe just to get cash apps or just to get financial gain. And real true supporters are just not going to rock with them group of people.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard to, matter of fact, but I'm going to take it here. I did it twice. I squashed the beef with Kevin Terrell twice. I'm going to put it out there. And each time he stabbed me in the back. How many times do I got to go back and try to squash the beef with somebody who I know is a snake? Who I know is not for rock? How many times do I got to take the dagger? I took it twice already. One for me, one for the team. But I'm all daggered out. And now it became extremely personal between me and him.
Yeah.
So while they talk YouTube, I'm talking real life.
Yes. Yes.
So at the end of the day, it's certain bloggers that real friends, real supporters can never even rock with. And we got to leave them on that island.
Yeah.
But the problem that I have is some of the real supporters that's caught up in their lies. They are trapped mentally because they really fell in love with them bloggers, not knowing that them bloggers don't give a hell about them. It's all about a financial gain. And what?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel bad for them subs who don't know the truth. Just because they ran with a lie and you like that lie, or the lie sounded cliche-ish and it sounds
right. Or maybe the lie triggers something in your background, in your past, with your story.
Fact.
So the lie, you know, it's like a tree. It has many branches and many leaves, and you know, but the fact is he's been locked up without due process. And that's a fact. You can think what you want to think. The fact is Robert Kelly has been locked up without due process.
Right.
And the judge allowed the RICO law, and that's usually used for mafia cases.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why she did. But I'm gonna tell you why she did that. That RICO law was just there to hold him. That's going to be destroyed because they haven't proved that his music career was just to have sex with underage women. If that's the case, how was he able to get Drill? Because Drill wasn't underage. Kitty wasn't underage. So we got to make this make sense. I'm now understanding how the government work and how they lie to catch you in this net, hoping that you'll break eventually.
Yes.
But everybody that didn't break walked. Here's my next question.
Yeah. Because if you think about the guilty verdict, it did not correspond with the evidence presented in court.
Anytime you have the people that rock with you, when the verdict say guilty, everybody said, huh? Even CNN was like, wait a minute, huh? This not making sense. Now Ann Donnelly is looking at a fact of she can be set down. Her superior, they can really, if enough pressure is put on her superiors, they can come to counsel and say, look, she's throwing cases. That's practicing from the bench. And let me look this up for a second. Hold on. I'm gonna definitely do this. Hold on. Watch this. Practicing from the bench. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. This is Constitutional Code 28 US.
Okay.
US Constitutional Code 454, practice of law by justices and judges. Any justice or judge appointed under the authority of the United States who engages in the practice of law is guilty of a high misdemeanor. That means you lose your job. So let's get deeper into this. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you right now. Hold on. Okay, Let's back out of that. Let's go. What happens if a judge is caught practicing from the bench? But they said, and you got to prove it. You have to prove it. But they say it's very unlawful. Hold on.
Okay, tell me this. Why? I know you're talking about the judge. Do you think, or have you questioned the fact that not one juror was convinced? Not one?
Well, that's not true because everything went through except for 3 charges. And that's the Sonia charges. And those are the charges that Koenig argued. So 3 charges didn't go through, but everything else went through.
Three charges went through.
I mean, 3 charges didn't go through.
Okay. Did not go through. Okay. Okay.
And matter of fact, let me pull it up. I think I got it. I thought I put it on my let's see. Okay. It's right here. Okay. Hold on. Let me go ahead and put it on the screen. Let me do it that way. So everybody can be engaged and see. Let me do it that way. So while we get into that point, let me ask you this, Nikki. What made you write that song? But that song is powerful.
So,
and I know everybody want to know because we're gonna listen to a final cut.
So what made me write this song was, well, I have been observing this ever since this has been going on. I used to do a lot of videos on my Facebook about it, but for whatever reason, Facebook was always, it's in violation of this, violation of that. So I was like, okay, well, now that I see you're going to violate every single video, I stopped doing it. So I came back forward when the trial started, to be honest with you, and just watching the do's and don'ts really was like number 2 on my list.
Right.
You can't do this. You can do this. And the transcripts, some people getting transcripts, some people not getting transcripts. It was everything that they laid out, watching them change it in the midst of. That's really scary. 12 o'clock is this, but then at 12:05, we decide we want to change it. So this is what it is, and I can do it because I'm a judge. Well, no, that's not quite how it goes. So that inspired me. Soon as the guilty verdict came out, I was in the studio that evening. Just I lost my voice the day before. My parents told me to not do it. I'll be honest with you. They told me to not do it at all because it wouldn't be a good representation, would not come out favorable. I did it anyway. I chewed some gum. I remember gargling 2 cups of salt water, and I went to the studio and said, my voice will come back. You just got to know that it will. And as I got into the studio, my voice started coming back. It's still not fully back. It goes in and out, but it came back. I wanted to create something that capture everybody's ears. I wanted to keep the love going. R. Kelly is getting so much hate.
Oh, your internet got you choppy. Oh, your internet got you choppy.
Okay.
All right, perfect.
Okay. So there are, they're making the new normal to be that you need to hate R. Kelly, and you need to hate anything that's attached to R. Kelly. You need to hate his music. So
Choppy again.
And I wanted to create
Choppy again.
Choppy again?
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, can you hear me?
Tell the internet stop playing. We're gonna get this interview out.
We're gonna get this interview.
Right,
so, okay, is this better?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I was determined to create some type of musical content that would, for one, remind and inspire people to continue to love R. Kelly. Every human being deserves to be loved. I mean, that's our main purpose on earth, is to love. Do not get caught up in the hate. Don't get caught up in, me versus you, you versus me. Don't get caught up in all these verses. Because when you don't know the facts, when you start to believe a TV show that was put together based on ratings, because if it wasn't about ratings, they wouldn't do it. They would have no financial gain other than ratings.
Right.
To look at the parents, even though they did not take the stand, but I am a parent. A lot of people say, well, Nikki, you must not have kids. No, I do have kids. Yes, I was gang raped. Yes, I was a part of a cold case. Yes, I'm an author, I'm a speaker. Just yes, 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 yes. So I'm all of the above, and I still know that R. Kelly deserves justice, will get justice. I still know that, to take his freedom away before a trial even got close or near, it's not legally, it doesn't make sense.
All right, so question.
Go ahead.
So question real quick, because we're going to jump back into it. Lead us into your single, your hot single.
So this is what I say on this single. I said, don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say. It don't matter what they say. And it definitely don't matter what Lifetime, Chopped, and Screwed say.
All right, look, that's what she said. So let's go ahead. Let's introduce you. For some who didn't hear it, for some who heard it, y'all gonna hear it again. This is the final cut. This is Nicky Purple with R. Kelly, No Fair Trial. Exclusive here on the DanaJay Show. Let's go.
It don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what Lifetime, Chopped, and Screwed show you, because your freedom comes from God anyway. September 27th, the verdict of Robert Sylvester Kelly was guilty. And it took...
Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear?
Minutes, which was the time the jury took out of desperation. They had to create a character, so why not create Jason? Why not Harvey Weinstein? Why not Marilyn Manson? Why not Roman Polanski? And why not Woody Allen? Now, it is clear that Robert Sylvester Kelly case is systematic racism. Attorney Cannon proved in the court of law that Kelly girlfriends stuck around to live the lavish lifestyle and enjoy shopping sprees. My question, why didn't United States put Aaliyah's mother on the stand? wasn't the parents allowed on the stand. People are so hypocritical, always canceling the person they hate, which is R. Kelly. Because see, if you look at it, what is the difference between R. Kelly and Hugh Hefner? And as someone who has been gang raped out of Cleveland, Ohio, where there was 28 girls involved, I was the biggest victim of one of the biggest cold cases. I was able to observe the freedom of all the defendants. I was able to observe justice and watch all the defendants get a 3-year sentencing for over 20 girls. So I'm tired of the mute R. Kelly. I'm tired of the Me Too and any other groups that's focused on one black man, and that is R. Kelly. So why don't you go after Elvis Presley estate? Would you believe that R. Kelly never got a fair trial? Would you believe that R. Kelly never got a fair trial? It don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what lifetime chopped and screwed show you, because your freedom comes from God anyway. And like Maya Angelou said, there is a rainbow in every cloud. So hold your head up and be proud. It don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what lifetime chopped and screwed show you, because your freedom comes from God anyway. And like Maya Angelou said, there is a rainbow in every cloud. So hold your head up and be proud. An old friend of mine told me, Nicky, you barely got a voice. How you gonna record tonight? I told him, in honor of R. Kelly, Robert Sylvester Kelly, I'm going to record tonight. Shout out, and we sending love to R. Kelly and to all R. Kelly supporters and fans, family and friends, associates, to the ones who are.
I got a question.
We love you too.
How long is that? Did I send you the right version?
Hold on. That's, how long is that? 4 minutes and 6 seconds.
That's not the right version.
Okay.
Yes. So that's not the final version. The final version, it goes real deep. Yeah, that's that surface one, the first one I did.
So send me the final version.
Okay, I'm gonna send you the final version.
So
that was me. That's totally on me, not on you at all. I take full responsibility.
Okay. That's why I love you, Nicky.
Full responsibility. So I'm taking it right on camera, right? Taking full responsibility that I sent him the wrong version. Okay. All right. You're gonna love this final version. You're really gonna love it.
Let me know when you send it. So while we waiting, what I'm gonna do is
okay.
Okay, so while we waiting, this is what I'm gonna do. Close that out. Put this up here. Share that. Screenshot. Because I'm gonna ask some questions. So do you see the document, Nick?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, can y'all see the document out there? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can see the document. Hmm. How did it flip like that? Okay. I don't know how I can make this bigger. Hold on. Oh, there it is. All right, there you go. All right. Here's the charges, right? Now it says United States District Court, Eastern District, so United States District Court, Eastern District of New York, United States of America versus Robert Sylvester Kelly, also known as R. Kelly. It says, as to count one, racketeering, how do you find the defendant? They put guilty. So it says, if you answer guilty as to count one, indicate whether the following racketeering acts were provided beyond a reasonable doubt. If you answered not guilty, proceed to count two. Racketeering one, robbery. But they saying that, you know, that's Aaliyah. Well, how did they prove that beyond a reasonable doubt when Demetrius Smith told them that Robert ain't had nothing to do with it? And others told them that Robert ain't had nothing to do with that. So how was that proven? That's a lie. Racketeering Act 2, sexual exploitation of a child, Jane Doe number 2. Proved. How? How was that proved? When he never had sex. Well, no, Jane Doe number 2. Wait.
You talking about Geronda never had sex with him, right?
Right.
Okay.
So how was that proved when Geronda ain't never had sex with him? Now watch this. Racketeering Act 3, kidnapping, Jane Doe number 3. Well, that's not proved. But they trying to say that R. Kelly locked people up. Well, that's kidnapping, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
So if you didn't prove kidnapping, how are you going to still give him the kidnapping charge? Running concurrent with the sexual exploitation of a child. Okay. Let's stop that, because you know how they go with this. Here we go. Here we go. Let me open this up a little bit. Okay. If you answered proved as to either Racketeering Act 14A or 14B or both, please answer the following question. If you answered not proved, proceed to the next Racketeering Act. Please indicate which of the statutes the sexual activity violated. Reckless endangerment, violation of New York Penal Law 12020. Knowing exposure of infectious venereal disease, violation of New York Public Health Law 2307. They put both. So here's the question. If he was tested for herpes, right? And his culture came back negative, how do he know if he had anything?
Mm-hmm.
If Faith had herpes since 2013, how did Robert give it to her in 2017?
Right, and she already had it.
This is why I say, I think the jury was threatened or something. And then it says, as to count 2, Mann Act transportation, Jane Doe number 5. How do you find a defendant? They put guilty. Well, here's my question. She flew herself out to him.
Correct.
And then he flew her to other states. But how is it a Mann Act? They were seeing each other. The next one say, as to count 3, man act, coercion, and enticement. The Jane Doe number 5. How do you find a defendant? They put guilty. How? How did he coerce her to come see him when she already was coming to see him? How is it enticement? She's over age. So, and all of that was proven in court. So here we go. I just broke up four of their guilty things right there. So, as to count 4, man act, coercion of a minor. Jane Doe 5. How do you find a defendant? They put guilty. How? Once again, how? As to count 5, man act, transportation of a minor. Jane Doe number 5. How do you find a defendant? How was she a minor?
Yeah, she wasn't a minor.
19 is not a minor. You see where I'm going with this? When I talk about the fixed properties of the government. Hold on, but I got some more. Hold on. Racketeering Act 4, man act violations, Jane Doe number 3. What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act number 4A, transportation? They put not proved. Okay, I got a question. If Racketeering Act number 4, man act violations for Jane Doe number 3, if that's not proved, and her story was way more elaborate than Jane Doe 5, how did she get not proved, but Jane Doe 5 got proved? Make that make sense. Make that make sense. That's not making sense to me.
Yeah, because see, the accusers were chasing Robert Kelly.
Right. So how was, and then here you go again. How is for Jane Doe 3 not proved, but for Jane Doe 5 is proved? And both of them got deposed on stand by Cannon. Let's go here. With what is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 4B, coercion and enticement? Not proved. Okay, how is that not proved? And it was the same story as Jane Doe 5. That's why I say you have to be there. You have to be in the court. Because when you compare the transcripts to the people notes that was there, like myself, like Hollywood Next, like the Boski, like Dottie. I mean, look, they're not matching up.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so basically, okay, and I'm just being real quiet because at any second of the day, I can learn something. So I'm always going to stay open to learning. So basically, he was found guilty on 2 charges, which is the Mann Act and the racketeering. The other 12 charges, he wasn't charged.
No, it's the other way around.
Well, the Mann Act is the one that got the additional charges, which is what's making it a little confusing, right?
Right.
Okay.
They gave him Mann Act violation, forced labor, all that.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Sorry about that, y'all. All right. Sorry about that, Nick.
No,
But-
no. You're not sorry. Just apologize. Ain't
Yeah,
nothing
apologize. I
sorry about
apologize.
you.
Yeah, I ain't sorry.
Yeah.
So this is the stuff that
Because
I've done.
you know, and I'm glad you're speaking on that, because a lot of people do not understand the charges and what was he found guilty, what was he not. They don't, because the way it was kind of, no one has really ever broke it down. So a lot of people will think it's this, when it's not that, it's this. So. Yeah.
So you know how it is. I mean, sometimes you got to do it again, you know?
Yes.
And hold on, let me bring it down. All right, look, because here comes the song again.
So yeah, that's the final version. Yeah.
All right, look, do you want to lead it in again?
Okay, let me lead it in. So
7 minutes and 54
listen,
seconds.
I want y'all to stay with me. Let's say it. Listen.
Hold on, wait.
Vibration, energy, frequency. Trust me, R. Kelly can feel it. So let's say it together.
Wait, Nikki, wait. This is how we feel when it comes to the government.
Okay. This is how we feel when it comes to the government.
All right. So lead it in, Nick.
Okay. So it don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say. It don't matter what they say. And it never mattered what Lifetime Chopped and Screwed showed you.
Wow.
Let's go.
Here we go. Nikki Purple. A hot single. R. Kelly, No Fair Trial. Let's go.
Dana? Dana, can you hear me?
Where did R. Kelly become a
Yeah, I can.
predator? My
Okay.
put me on salary. My question is, can you prove without a doubt he only made music to entice women? This case has more holes than Swiss cheese. And as someone who has been gang raped out of Cleveland, Ohio, where there was 28 girls involved, I was the biggest victim of one of the biggest cold cases. I was able to observe the freedom of all the defendants. I was able to observe justice and watch all the defendants get a 3-year sentencing for over 20 girls. R. Kelly is the first person in history to get charged with a dead woman that never claimed to be a victim. Well, shit, let's call each and every one of our houses to the stand. I have rules at my house too. Number 1, take your shoes off at the door. Number 2, do not go upstairs. You cannot roam around my house like it is a museum. Number 3, we only eat in the kitchen. Number 4, never mind. Just don't come over without calling. You will not make R. Kelly out to be the face of sex trafficking. You will not brand him as the worstest predator when you have people like Jeffrey Epstein. This case is extreme. You don't really know the facts to this R. Kelly manufactured crisis. Corrupt parents coercing their daughters to lie and pimp celebrities. Lifetime knew they were lying, but they chose to chase ratings. Politician Kim Fox setting him up to win re-election, while Sony is behind it all. It don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what lifetime chopped and screwed show you, because your freedom comes from God anyway. And like Maya Angelou said, there is a rainbow in every cloud. So hold your head up and be proud. One of the best music engineers in the music industry asked me, Nicky, you barely got a voice. How you gonna record tonight? I told him, in the honor of Robert Sylvester Kelly, I'm going to record tonight. Shout out and we send love to R. Kelly and to all R. Kelly supporters and fans, family and friends, associates. To the ones who are silent, we love you too.
My. That was facts. You know what? On that note,
but my body's telling me, baby, I don't want to hurt nobody, but there is something that I must confess. Turn this off. Yeah, R. Kelly in the building.
that's what we did at the gym. But Nikki, this is only part 1.
Yes.
Part 2, we're gonna be. Are we just gonna shock them? We're gonna shock them on part 2. Now that you've been on here with the Dream Team and DanaJay, you're gonna be a hot commodity. Everybody gonna be trying to hit you up. Can I get an interview? Can I get an interview? I'll be like, oh, here we go.
No,
But hey,
you know, like I said, I want us to definitely have hands on decks. This is Robert Kelly's life. Set aside your emotions, your preferences in sex, or your preferences of what you do when you go to bed with your significant other. This is this entire life. Robert Kelly has been in the music industry over 30 years. Yes, he is a genius. And I want us to come together, and I want us to just send him love, write him letters, send him love, send him money so he can have the best of the best lawyer for his appeal, so he can go to the Supreme Court. And if you have been a victim of rape, of abuse, sexual molestation by a family, friend, or whomever, you know, I'm asking for you to set that aside. And I'm really asking for you to see, or at least want justice, and for him to have, you know, just fairness.
Okay, now question, and we about to conclude part 1. So tell them where they can find you at, Nicky Purple.
So on Facebook is Who Is Nicky Purple. Who, WHO, is NICKY, purple.com. On Instagram, it is Who Is Nicky Purple. And Twitter, I'm on Twitter. Shoot, what's my Twitter? My Twitter is, what is my Twitter? It's at Nicky Purple, NICKY Purple.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And if you need a house.
So I'm a real estate investor on my own real estate investment company. So I actually buy houses. So if you want to sell your house, I buy houses. I buy cash. I mean, look, I buy your home in cash. So I can close fairly quickly in about 4 weeks. I am a noted and awarded author endorsed by Les Brown. You can look me up on Amazon, which is Nicky Purple. All my books are Nicky Purple. I have 4 books. And I'm also a public speaker and an educator. So I am on Google if you are in Georgia or Ohio. I've done a lot of news interviews. So I'm definitely not new to the public.
Okay, cool. Also, if you're looking for the official DanaJay, I'm leaving Facebook. I'm going over to wegotups.com. I've been restricted again for sticking up for R. Kelly, so I'm leaving Facebook. Come holler at me over at wegotups.com. Also holler at me on Getter, GETTR, Getter. Also, you can catch me on YouTube under the official DanaJay. You can catch me everywhere else under the official DanaJay. Twitter, I'm just on there just messing with people. I don't care. So I really don't care if I got a following or not, because they about to ban my page anyway, because I'm about to go in on COVID tonight. So I'm just letting y'all know what's going on.
Oh my goodness. That's what I've been speaking on since day one. I be meeting with the mayors, the governors, everybody. Oh yeah.
Right. And then Patreon, and you can hit me on my Patreon at official DanaJay. So my Patreon is only $10. You can't beat that. I'm uploading files. I'm giving you everything in my job. Also, remember, DanaJay will be back real soon, later on today. I'm about to end this joint. Thank you, Nicky, for coming for part 1. We're going to do part 2 very soon. And we want to thank the Dream Team for coming in. Y'all know how we do, y'all. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great.
Yes.
You kill negativity, lies, and despair with truth, honesty, and respect. Elephants don't swat flies. Planes fly over turbulence. Also remember, to be someone important, you have to be yourself. Until next time, DanaJay up out. We gone. Peace.
What you gonna do now? Hope you better, cause I'm really about to put it down. Tell you now that I will never keep me standing. Tomorrow, but tonight I wanna spend you. Last time, down in the land, but I'm hoping I'ma be there. don't like to waste time on stupid conversation. There's no profit in that. So if I'm around people that are always complaining with no solutions, then I'm wasting real estate in my brain for what I need to project. And what I project in my brain is what I project in my reality. So that real estate only has to be for evolution, things that are going to help me get where I got to go. You understand? Help me evolve. So if my conversation with you makes me stagnate, we don't have too much conversation either. I don't have no time for no stupid ass conversation.
It don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what lifetime chopped and screwed show you, because your freedom comes from God anyway. September 27th, the verdict of Robert Sylvester Kelly was guilty. And it took 9 hours, 18 minutes, which was the time the jury took out of desperation. They had to create a character, so why not create Jason? Why not Harvey Weinstein? Why not Marilyn Manson? Why not Roman Polanski? And why not Woody Allen? Now, it is clear that Robert Sylvester Kelly case is systematic racism. Attorney Cannon proved in the court of law that Kelly girlfriends stuck around to live the lavish lifestyle and enjoy shopping sprees. My question, why didn't United States put Aaliyah's mother on the stand? Question, why wasn't the parents allowed on the stand? People are so hypocritical, always canceling the person they hate, which is R. Kelly. Because see, if you look at it, what is the difference between R. Kelly and Hugh Hefner? And as someone who has been gang raped out of Cleveland, Ohio, where there was 28 girls involved, I was the biggest victim of one of the biggest cold cases. I was able to observe the freedom of all the defendants. I was able to observe justice and watch all the defendants get a 3-year sentencing for over 20 girls. So I'm tired of the mute R. Kelly. I'm tired of the Me Too and any other groups that's focused on one black man, and that is R. Kelly. So why don't you go after Elvis Presley estate? Would you believe that R. Kelly never got a fair trial? Would you believe that R. Kelly never got a fair trial? It don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what lifetime chopped and screwed show you, because your freedom comes from God anyway. And like Maya Angelou said, there is a rainbow in every cloud. So hold your head up and be proud. It don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what lifetime chopped and screwed show you, because your freedom comes from God anyway. And like Maya Angelou said, there is a rainbow in every cloud. So hold your head up and be proud. An old friend of mine told me, Nicky, you barely got a voice. How you gonna record tonight? I told him, in honor of R. Kelly, Robert Sylvester Kelly, I'm going to record tonight. Shout out and we send the love to R. Kelly and to all R. Kelly supporters and fans, family and friends, associates. To the ones who are silent, we love you too.